1940年，年仅9岁的巴菲特在他的爸爸霍华德的带领之下，参观了位于美国纽约华尔街11号的纽约证券交易所，也就是我现在所在的位置。那小年纪他呢，是被当时交易大堂热闹非凡、人声鼎沸的景象给震撼到了，也成为股神投资的启蒙之旅。在2年之后，11岁的他是买入了人生当中的第一支股票。那在这里从事股票交易接近40年的纽交所交易员塔奇曼，曾经有幸和股神有过几面之缘，他也是向我描绘了当时会面的一个情形。此外呢，我们还探讨了这个价值投资在当前估值高企、科技飞速发展的市况底下是否仍然适用？相对来说，投资风格比较保守的巴菲特有没有错失 AI 呢？Thank you so much, Peter, for your time and interview opportunity again. First of all,
always a pleasure. Anything for you.
Could you share your personal anecdotes with Mr. Warren Buffett?
Personal anecdotes with Warren Buffett. You know what? I don't have that many, although I was fortunate enough to meet him a number of times on the floor of the stock exchange. Whenever he was here, people would surround him, and he was incredibly humble and kind and nice. One memory I have was a young lady dropped something on the ground, and he literally kneeled down to pick it up. And he's not a young gentleman, right? But the fact was that just showed his sort of his humility and his old school way.
I'm lucky enough to interview him in 2019 back then.
I know that.
And
it's a very well-known interview.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. My feeling is that he's like my grandpa, very humble as you said, and also very nice person as a person.
Yeah, he's just a regular. Look, to think about how powerful he is, how he's really changed the landscape of investing and the stock market. You know, everybody does look up to him as a grandfather.
And as the Einstein of the Wall Street, who has been trading for almost 40 years.
Almost 140 years.
And how has Warren Buffett's maybe investment philosophy impact your decision making?
In my lifetime, since 1987, when I was a clerk underneath the bell working for Cowan Company in the first couple of years of my career, every crisis and every crash that we've seen, and I don't use the word crash lightly, has been a better buying opportunity than selling opportunity. If you bought in 87, if you bought in 2000, if you bought in 07, if you bought during COVID and you held it, then you're in good shape, right? So the buy and hold concept, the long-term investing, everybody should be investing in stocks and not stuff. You know, if I'm a long-term customer, if I am a loyal customer of a service or a product, why wouldn't it make so much more sense to then actually purchase a stock representing that company because I'm a loyal customer, I like the product, the people, the process, and go for the long-term play. So, yeah.
Warren Buffett is considered by many to be the best value investor of all time. But in today's market environment, featured with high valuations and rapid technology advancement, do you still think that value investing still apply in this environment?
Yeah, look, value investing will always apply in any environment, right? Trading is one thing. Investing is another thing. So as I said, long-term wise, investing in stocks for the long term and buying and hold things of value will always be a smart position. If you're trading the market, the buy and hold concept is a little bit different. Look at what happened to tech. Even though now in this year it's trading at high crazy valuations, and net at the end of the day, those stocks have really performed beautifully. Nvidia was trading at $108. It is now trading at $950. It is a value stock in a sector that went from being a bit of a dog to being a bit of a diamond. That's the quandary of it. Where do you see value? I mean, I don't know what Warren would say when asked about AI. You know, I don't know his position on that, right? Whether he'd say, oh, that's a little bit over the top, right? But at the end of the day, trillions of dollars are going into that sector. That has been the sector that is rode.
Yeah, I can answer you this question.
Please, why don't you answer the question?
Yeah, because
let me ask you the question. What do you think about value investing?
Because perhaps Warren Buffett, you will be surprised how many positions he has in AI stocks.
Really?
Namely, Apple and Amazon is two major stocks in his Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio. And he owns other AI leaders thanks to his asset management company. It seems like
I'm sure he surrounded himself by some young, smart guys and girls.
Yeah, it seems like he's not left behind.
Yeah, I'm sure of that.
For ordinary investors, do you think Warren Buffett's stock pick is a no-brain buy?
Oh, For ordinary investors, do I think that Warren Buffett's stock picks are a no-brainer buy? Right?
You can just follow his pick.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I guess probably so. I mean, he's rarely wrong. And, and at the end of the day, he may not be right immediately, but net eventually he is. We've seen him take positions in companies that really were a bit of dogs for a while. And knowing him as a long-term investor, it took a while for them to really become what he wanted them to do. I mean, he's often bought things at a discount because no one else wanted to buy them. I don't think he was buying them to do anybody a favor. I think he saw the long-term potential. And, that's value investing. It's like you're seeing something where there is value when no one else sees it. That's what makes someone a pro.
What do you expect from this year's annual meeting? As you have mentioned, regrettably, his long-term friend and business partner, Charlie Munger, passed away.
Right. So. You know what? I'm sure it will be a little bit of a dampen results relative to all the years he sat up on that stage with Charlie. He'll definitely drop some wisdom about the market. He'll have his opinions about the companies invested in, or he's going to bring up AI and about how that's going to affect our future. Talk about how the Federal Reserve has positioned themselves to look at the positive side to the marketplace. And I think he'll be really clear and transparent. And it's always fascinating.